welcome back to part 2 of the beginner animation series, and what we're going to be doing today is setting up our crouching animations and also our jumping animations. So hopefully you'll learn something in this video, and let's get started. So the best way to do jumping animations is actually to split them into 3 parts. So in the asset browser on the right hand side, we can actually find our RTG jump from stand, and what we're going to do is edit in sequencer, so that is on the top row. We're going to bake it to the control rig, and we're going to select the CR mannequin. Now click bake to control rig, and like I said, we're going to make it in 3 parts. So we need a jump from stand, we need a jump looping, and we need a jump to land. So we're going to split this one animation up into 3 parts, and also if you can't find your control rig, it's really annoying this, it zeroes it out and it's always outside the map. So if you can't find it and you're on the same engine version as me, it's probably going to be just outside the map. So let's do this first part, and what I want to do is find the part where, or the frame where our feet are planted, but we're just about to leave the ground, and this is going to be the start of our start animation, if that makes sense. So I think it's around frame, I'm pretty sure it's around frame 8. So let's just move this up a little bit, and if you want to do this, you just drag the orange marker just to probably, yeah, I'd say probably 8, and we're going to drag this green line and link it up here. I think that was actually frame 7, and then we're going to put it to about frame 17 or 18 and drag the red line. That will start the animation, and then it'll crop it at this point. And the reason we do this is because this needs to link to the loop animation, which we're going to make in a minute. And the loop animation is pretty much going to be 1 frame after this, which is going to be frame 19 for the loop animation. So let's right click here, and we're going to go bake animation sequence, and then we're going to give it a new name, and it's going to be RTG jump start or something like that. So I'm going to click the content folder here, RTG, and then jump start, something like that. And if any of your checkboxes here are like different to mine, I just recommend clicking reset to default, and that should sort out any problems you might have. So let's just export this animation, and if we go to our content folder, so open up our folders, content, jump start, we can see it goes from the standing pose all the way up to looping. Now let's create that looping animation. So what we're going to do, the same exact animation that we used originally, we're going to edit again, and we're going to bake to control rig again, and then we're going to get it on frame 17, I think it was. In fact, actually, let's just move this mannequin back in. Yeah, so we're about frame 17 for the looping animation, and this is just going to be a 1 frame animation sequence, because obviously it's just going to loop over and over and over again, like depending on how long we're in the air. So I think it's probably going to be around 18, and we're going to drag the green line up, drag the red line here, and that is a 1 frame animation. So right click and animation sequence, bake to animation sequence, RTG underscore jump loop. Now we can click OK after selecting the content folder and export to animation. Sweet, so we have our loop animation now, and we've done 2 out of the 3. We still need 1 more, and this one is pretty simple. We're just going to go 1 frame after the loop animation, and then what we're going to do is drag the green line to the start and the red line to the end, just like that. And this is going to be our jump to land animation, so the 3rd part. And if we right click, bake to animation sequence, content folder, RTG underscore jump land, and that should do it for all the jump animations. And now what we can do is, once we export, we can preview the animations. So let's have a little look. So we're going to open up, jump loop, 1 frame, jump land. There we go. So we need to add this to our anim graph, and we're in the main states here, and we have our jump, we have our for loop, and these are just states, and the 2 following is a state alias to basically clean up the graph. So what we're going to do is, firstly, we One thing I forgot is actually you need to change the rate scale to 0 on the loop animation as well. So once that is done, it'll be a lot better, and we can actually add this into our anim graph now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on for loop, and we're going to find our looping animation, RTG one, and if you just drag it over the top, it'll say replace, and we can replace it like that. Next we're going to go into jump. We're going to replace the default jump animation with our jump start, drag it on just like that, and the last one is going to be jump land. So let's get our jump land animation, and we're going to replace the land just like that. And then you can see there's a use cache pose locomotion. We don't need them. Let's just link these up, plug them in, compile, save, and if we play, now we have our new animations, and these look pretty good. And it obviously would look a lot better if I had actually had a rifle in my hand, but we'll sort that out later. But I don't really like how floaty it is and how long you stay in the air and basically the gravity. So there's a few things we can change in the character movement component of the BP third person character. So if we go in the details, after clicking character movement, we can actually just change our jump Z velocity, which is, where is it? Here. So if we just put some random numbers in, we can check the difference that it makes. So as you can see, the animation changes a little bit. And if I just do this, you can see how much you can actually change it. So I'm just going to find some nice values for this, and then I'm going to cut the video, and then I'm going to be straight back. So another thing we can do to make the animation a little bit smoother is change our gravity scale, and this is also in the character movement component, and this will make it so we have more gravity on our player and pull us basically back down to the floor faster. So if we just edit these values, obviously my values will be different to yours. I suggest just playing around with the gravity scale and the jump Z velocity to find what works best for your games. Now this is not going to be the final product of our jumping animations, because I want to make them a lot better, and I want to add it so that we can actually have normal jump animations and rifle jump animations. So we'll be doing that later, so don't worry about how it looks right now. So what we need to do next is actually set up our crouching. So what I'm going to do is go into our input folder. I'm going to create a new input mapping or input action. I'm going to name it IA_crouch. And once again, we don't need to do anything in this blueprint here, so we're just going to close it, and we're going to go to our IMC in input IMC_default. Click the little drop down, and then we can add our IA crouch that we just created. Now if you just click this little down arrow, click the keyboard and press C, that'll be our crouch button. Now we can actually use this in an event graph, so let's just type in IA_crouch, and here we go. Once we press our C button in game, we will then fire off this line of code. So if we drag out triggered, we're going to get a flip flop, and we're going to get a crouch, which is a blueprint that is default, or node that's default in Unreal Engine, which is pretty cool. But for the B, we're going to get a uncrouch. So when we press C, we crouch. When we press C again, we uncrouch. And let's just create a variable called isCrouching, and it's going to be a type boolean, and we're going to set this after each of these. So once we crouch, we're going to select isCrouching, and when we uncrouch, we're not going to be crouching anymore. So that's pretty simple. If we play, we see when we press C, nothing's happening, and that's because we've not added our animations yet. But what we can do to actually preview this is click on our capsule component, type in hidden, and it'll say hidden in game, and we'll uncheck that. So now when we press play, we can actually preview this. And the reason it's still not changing is because when we crouch, we actually do need to tell the engine that we can actually crouch. So we're going to go in can crouch on the character movement component, select it as enabled, and there we go. Right. And we are getting an error, and that is because I made a mistake and put it into triggered, not started. And now you can see that the capsule is changing. That means it's working. All we need to do now is just add the animations. So what we're going to do is, firstly, I'm just going to add this little platform to show you that it is working. So the capsule's here, now it's half height, and we can actually walk under. Earlier we could not do that because we never changed the capsule. So we're back in the ABP menu, and we're in the event graph. what we need to do now is drag out of event blueprint update animation, get a is valid node. It's going to be the one with the question mark, the white question mark, make a bit more space, and then we're going to drag out of is valid and try get pawn owner, that is out of the import object. Next we're going to cast to BP third person character, select is valid, hook it all up and make some more space and just clean this up because it is very annoying when you try and go back through your code and you really can't understand what's going on. So yeah, let's just do that. We actually do need to set this to a variable. So out of BP third person character, set as a variable, or promote to variable, and we're going to link all these up. And once again, for the 20th time, we're going to make some more space, just like that. And select all these, press Q, and that will even them all out and line them up. Next, what we need to do is get our character reference here, drag out, and we're going to get a is crouched or is crouching, and that's the variable that we set in the BP third person character. So what we need to do is in the animation blueprint, the event graph where we are now, we need to create a new variable called is crouching, and then after is crouching is called, we need to set our new variable that is crouching. I hope that made sense. It sounded like really confusing. So in essence, basically, we just, if we set crouching in the event graph for the BP third person character, we're going to set it in the animation blueprint as well. So we're back in the main states now, and we're going to create a new state, and it's going to be to crouching. So to crouching, we are going to select whatever applies. So we're going to go locomotion. So from locomotion we can go to crouching, and from landing we can also go to crouching. And this will make a little bit more sense in a minute. So add a new state after dragging out of it, and what we're going to do is now we need a crouching. So there we go. Let's add our crouching, and for the transition rule we're going to get crouching, and we are just going to drag out and connect it up just like this. Now for crouching, this rule will apply. So let's go into our crouching state, and what we need to do is get a state machine, and we're going to set the name as crouching, and this is going to be our new state machine. So we're just going to hook this up like that into the result, and then go inside the crouching state, and entry we're just going to drag out, add another new state, and this is also going to be crouch, and this is going to be crouch idle. Let's drag out here again, and what we're going to do, create another state, and this is going to be crouch walk, and we're going to connect a arrow back, so then we can transition like to and from each state. So for the transition rule, we're going to get crouching once again, and what we need to do actually this time is get a and boolean, and you will see why we do this in a moment. So if we just connect this up for now, so let's line it up and connect it up like this, we need another rule. So if both of these rules are valid or true, we will then transition. So we need to get our ground speed, and we are going to search for a greater than, just like this, connect it up just like that, and now if the ground speed is greater than 0 or equal to it, then we can transition. But we need to actually right click this node because it's incorrect, and we need to convert it to greater or equal, and then we're going to set the speed to 5. I do believe I haven't done it here, but that is an error that I do correct later on in the video. So set this value as 5. And now we have that state, we need to do the same for the other state. So we're just going to copy and paste all the stuff, but instead of this, let's just hook it up. We're going to convert it, and it's going to be less or equal. And here again, I didn't have it as 0, but we need to change that to 5. So make sure you do that. Now we're going to go into our crouch walk state, and we're going to get RTG, and let's have a look for crouch walk, and I think it might be crouch forward walk. Where is it? So it's going to be RTG crouch walk rifle hip, and let's just drag this in to the event graph, connect it up. So all the transition rules that we set a minute ago, if they are all correct, then we can actually play this animation. And this needs to be done this way because what we're going to be doing is setting up rifle animations and idle animations or unarmed animations for everything. So let's just connect a arrow back from crouching to locomotion, click the transition rule, and get crouching once again, and we're going to get a not boolean this time. So if we are not crouching, then we can enter locomotion, or we will enter locomotion. If we click play, as you can see, the crouching animation is playing, but somewhere in the event graph we have messed up, so let's fix it. And if we go to main states, and we go into our crouching state, crouch idle, we never set a animation for crouch idle, so the walking animation is just basically always playing. So let's search for crouch idle, and it's going to be rifle hip, connect that up, and here, let's just open it up, check it's the right one, compile, and play, and see what happens. So we're going to run around, jump, crouch, and you can see that we still have some errors, and that is because in this preview here we never set our values to 5, we always had them at 0 like I said before. So in the transition states, let's just go into there and I will show you. Let's just change that to 5 and this one to 5 as well, just like I told you earlier, and if we play, everything is working almost perfect, but I still know that there's one error. And as you can see, we play the animation and then it stops and we just start sliding like we're on ice. So yeah, this is pretty simple. If an animation sticks like this, it is supposed to be looping. So what we'll do is we'll go back into the AVP and go to crouching, crouch state, crouch walk, click this, and we're just going to select loop animation. And let's just go into here and the crouch animation. I'm just going to loop this as well, just like that. Click play, and now everything should be completely fixed, I hope. So with this tutorial series, obviously I am not a pro. I'm just trying to take courses and learn new things and then make videos on them and try and teach you lot. So not everything will be perfect. My explanation might not be 100%, but I genuinely do hope that you find some value out of this lesson. And the next one is going to be pretty interesting because we're going to be adding a gun, we're going to be changing all the materials, and I might actually get on to holstering and unholstering the weapon, along with changing from unarmed animations to armed animations. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, check out the video in the top right, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.